Hey Tony, Josh here. I'm going to teach you how to do a contact form for your website as you requested. Contact forms are very simple. They require an HTML and a PHP. HTML will take care of the front end, add a little CSS for styling, and PHP for backend. Backend programming, we haven't really done much backend, but it's pretty crucial. And if you want to get into the web and app world, backend especially PHP, it is important for data, and PHP actually is responsible for like I don't know, like 60 to 80% of websites out there. So it's pretty important language to learn, in my opinion. So if you want, I'd recommend diving into some PHP lessons. Just treehouse.com and Code Academy, and of course, your best friend Google will help you out. There's a lot of resources out there. So if you want to pause right now and do some of that, I'd recommend it. If you have no PHP experience, just so you can, have an idea, not be completely lost with this video. So, anyways, here's our contact form.zip, and this is the file that I have sent you in your email. So you just double click it and open it. We're gonna get started. So in here we got contact.html and HTML form.php. Here's our HTML and here's our PHP. Let's open both of these in Dreamweaver. Apologize for the barking. That's my dog out there. All right. Just take a look here. So you're familiar with HTML, the doc type HTML. That's basically, it's very obvious as an HTML document. And this is PHP. Let me pause and take care of the dog barking. Sorry about that. The mailman came and my dog started barking like crazy. I didn't know Jerry. His name is Jerry and he's still barking right now. Anyways, what we were talking about is identifying HTML document in PHP. Besides the obvious fact that it ends in PHP, you can tell it's PHP by the open bracket question mark PHP. That is the standard PHP opening. So basically, what's going on here in the HTML document? If you look down, scroll down, right here, here's our contact form, and here's our form. This form is going to post it's the method post. There's a post method and get method. And the action is HTML form send.php. So the action that's going to run is this document. And what's in this document is going to be executed when the method is posted. So once this form is started running, it's going to go down here and we'll go through each line. If it's set post this email, it's going to check if the email exists in the HTML document, which is right here, and it does exist. So if it does, it's going to run these lines. For your purpose, you're going to want to pay attention to line 8 and 10. Email to, that's where it's going to be emailed to. Let's change it to TonyAwadala@gmail.com. I don't know if that's your actual email. And the subject is going to be the subject that comes in for your email. So when you go to gmail.com or whatever provider you use, and you get an email, there's that subject, the big H1 tag. This will be free contact from contact form at Tony's site. All right, and basically, it's going to go top to bottom. How this will be read. And function died error, if there's an error that happens, it's going to echo or display this text. Echo, we are very sorry, but there are errors found with the form you submitted. Let's give you an example of this echoing. JoshuaConnor.us, go to contact. All right. Say I didn't input anything. I just clicked send message. This is echoing. It displayed this stuff. We are very sorry, but blah, blah, blah. You can input whatever you want here. You can say, thank you for trying to contact Tony, but there appears to be errors, and then it's gonna echo the error right here. This error right here is basically, these are the errors that we have. All right. So you don't need to really mess around with this unless if you want to like get really in depth. But you said you wanted to learn the PHP, so I'm going really in depth through this. This is a validation expected to see if this data exists, like the isSet function right here that we saw. If the email was there, now we're gonna see if first name, last name, email, telephone, comments. If you're wondering where all this is, you can have anything you want here. You can have middle name, all right? But the important thing that it exists in the HTML document. So first name, last name, email. Let's remember those. Here's our form. First name, last name. But the important thing is the ID. ID name, last name, email. You got to make sure that you have all these. So if you want a middle name instead of first name, you'd have to change this here. Middle name, middle name. Got that? And probably the placeholder too, for good practice. And if you open it up in the browser, you're going to notice middle name. And what's going to be sent here in the middle name form is going to be in the email, is going to say middle name, instead of first name. I don't recommend that you change this because the contact form is very straightforward. If you want to just, combine first and last name into just name, you can get custom with this. But you got to make sure that all the values exist, that you haven't put in a value like, like left it like this. If you were to run this right now, there'd be an error because middle name's here and middle name's not here. But we got to fix this. So go back to first name. There we go. All right. And let's see what else. Here's our values that we're sending. You can get specific again. And these are our error message handling that we experienced earlier. I don't recommend you mess around with this unless if you want to get really specific again. But it's good to look into it and kind of figure out what's going on just for learning purposes. What else we got here? Okay. Yeah, again, if you want to add middle name, you got to make sure that you go through all of these. If you want to add another variable, say, I don't know, what else would you want to send? Favorite color. Why not? Okay? Favorite color. You would have to make sure that you do the following, for every single one of these, make sure, favorite color here, add error message here. You got to go through each and every single one if you want to add more. But again, like I said, these contact forms are very standard. I wouldn't recommend editing them, except for line 8 and 10. And yeah, here's a success HTML right here. Thank you for contacting me. I'll be in touch with you very soon. So basically, whatever goes here, it's gonna be, after the form has been completed. You can actually redirect it here to the index page. But I actually like to have this page just so the person knows for sure that the form has been sent. Let's give an example of what it looks like. So we're gonna add Tony Odala, Tony at Tony.com, 911. Hey, what's up? Hello. Send. Thank you for contacting me. I'll be in touch with you very soon. The customer knows I got it. If you look at my email, Here it is. Form details below. First name, last name, email, telephone, comments. So if you could do that, go in here and change the email to. Make sure that both of these files are in the root folder. And the last thing you need to do is get in your HTML, in your form, make sure that you have these inputs. Don't pay attention to these divs. These divs are just for styling purposes. You need these input class text. And this text is basically a text field. Sorry. The class is again a styling purpose. I don't know if you have that on your website. But you need to type text. Type text is text field, the name, uh, and the ID. And this needs to be placeholder, and you need to make sure that your site has this, and you need to make sure that your site has the action, HTML form send.php or whatever you decide to name this document. And also you need to make sure that you have a submit button. Input type submit. And you need to make sure that when the submit is pressed that, the PHP form action is run. So if you have questions, can't figure it out, please email me. I'm here to help you out, and we'll figure it out. If you want to send me your website, I can see what I can give you the steps that need to be done. But I hope you kind of learned a little bit from this. The first time I did an email PHP form, it was really confusing. I couldn't figure it out. But you gotta remember that the HTML and the PHP document work together. The HTML calls an action. And the HTML document has usually a button or something ready for the PHP document to be loaded. So when this button or something is pressed, the PHP document is run, and it will run this script and send you an email, and then go do whatever you want with it. All right, Tony. Good luck with it. I'll see you in class this week.